Hello everyone and welcome to another Premier Injuries Daily Update. Now, of course, we have some double game week fixtures to focus on first. Try and say that after a few beers. If you haven't already heard, Burnley and Watford game has been postponed. Sean Dyche's side is said to have less than 10 first-team players available for that game. So that's why that one has been called off. Now, Brighton versus Chelsea. For Graham Potter, Adam Lallana, he picked up a muscular problem, hamstring-related issue against Crystal Palace. Now, it looks as if he's going to miss out on that one. But good news with regards to Tariq Lamptey. He was restricted to minutes from the bench last time out because of an adductor problem. That had hampered him training in the build-up to that game. But as long as there's been no reaction and any problems since, he will be okay. And I do expect him to start against his former employers, Chelsea. Elsewhere, it's pretty much as you were at Brighton. Similar for Chelsea as well. Of course, they were beaten 1-0 in the early kickoff on Saturday at Manchester City. Thomas Tuchel had both barrels out for Romelu Lukaku. And this war of words following that interview with Sky Sports Italy has spilled over and it continues. Thomas Tuchel again referenced the fact that Romelu Lukaku missed a big chance on Saturday, also missed some half chances, and also lost the ball a few times in reference to his touch. So this one isn't going away very fast anytime soon. Leicester against Spurs. Brendan Rodgers will welcome a host of players back. Basically, everybody who was available last weekend before that game was postponed will be available again. So we're looking at Luke Thomas, Padson Daka, Dewsbury Hall, Soyuncu. Sumari has returned to training this week following illness. Unfortunately, there's been a setback for Timothy Castagna. There's a blood issue in his leg and he's had to go under the knife to remedy that. Now, initial timeline suggests around about 8 to 9 weeks. So he joins long-term absentees Jamie Vardy, probably back in and around early March, and Johnny Evans, who won't be back probably until April. Elsewhere, James Justin, long-term knee problem there, ACL reconstruction. He has played for the under-23s. Brendan Rodgers said he is available for the squad, but he will pick his time for when he introduces him in the game. So it sounds as if minutes from the bench with regards to any appearance from him. For Tottenham, Antonio Conte, he was very coy once again on his squad. We're not getting a lot from him these days. What he did say is, with regards to those current injuries, none of those will be back before the international break. It was the words that he actually used. Now, I think, and primarily, he's talking about Heung-min Son, hamstring, and also Sergio Romero. They're the two longer-term problems. Now, there was no mention of Sergio Reguilon in recent weeks, but you understand he is managing an ongoing muscle issue. So again, remains to be seen whether he's named in that squad or not. Eric Dyer also has a minor issue and also had been affected by illness that was not COVID related. Stephen Bergwijn, he should be back in the squad. Like I say, he could have been named on the bench in the North London derby, although he wasn't 100% fit following a calf problem. And Brentford, they welcome Manchester United to their community stadium on Wednesday night. No real changes at Brentford. One special mention, Josh Da Silva, long-term absentee with a complicated hip issue. That's approaching a year. He played 45 minutes in a bounce game yesterday, which was Monday, as he steps up his recovery. Shouldn't be too far away, maybe mid to late February, possibly with that. But for United, now we're all waiting for the United news, I'm sure. Cristiano Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford have trained. That is a hip flexor issue and a dead leg, respectively. However, Ralph Rangnick did, the caveat was, he wouldn't commit 100% to Cristiano being available. What he says, I spoke to him ahead of the Aston Villa game and I was really confident that he would play, but obviously he didn't. Now, United had a training session scheduled for 1 hour after Tuesday's press conference, but before he comes through that, then Ralph Rangnick expects both players to be available for the squad. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he missed last time out due to illness. He could be back. And also Scott McTominay and Luke Shaw, they're available again after missing that game following a one-match ban. Paul Pogba back on the training pitches for the first time this week. He hasn't pressed the news, boss, but it's going to be still around 3 to 4 weeks before he's back in contention for the first team. He certainly would be considered for the next 2 matches. And Anthony Martial, there was some talk with regards to his refusal to travel with the United squad to Villa Park. Now that's been sort of dealt with a straight bat. Ralph Rangnick said it's brushed under the carpet, 1-0 at the bridge. He hasn't trained with the squad as of the time of the press conference, but he might join them today, and therefore he could be named in the matchday squad. Watch this space. Looking ahead to Thursday, AFL second leg semi-final cup, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Cedric Soares forced off in that first leg with a hip problem. It doesn't look like he's going to recover at this point, so there's big question marks over his availability. However, fairly confident that game will go ahead. There'll be no more positive COVID tests or injuries to that Arsenal squad, so as it stands, we're fairly confident that will go ahead. For Leeds, again, they're playing Newcastle, my team. Threadbare squad. I think they only had Rodrigo named on the bench at the weekend on Sunday. West Ham, he was the only non-development side player, and they also, as we know, suffered 2 injury setbacks during the game. That's Adam Forshaw and Firpo. Now it looks as if certainly Adam Forshaw is a low-grade tear, an outside slim chance of making this weekend's squad, although I suspect it could be after that. However, Marcelo Bielsa will welcome back Patrick Bamford. We've had ankle, hamstring, and the latest setback, which was hip. His absence from the squad last weekend was put down to purely fitness purposes. There's been no injury or no recurrence of that problem, so he should be fine. And like I say, it would likely to be minutes from the bench. For Aston Villa, Ezri Konsa picked up a hip pointer problem in that 2-2 draw with Manchester United. Struggled until half-time, tried to have painkillers during the break and come out in the second half, but ultimately he wasn't able to continue. Now, with a little bit of treatment, it is possible that he could return for that game. For West Ham, Thomas Souček, he's returning from COVID. Regarding the protocol, he'll be absolutely fine. However, until he goes through those baseline assessments and tests, David Moyes will not know if he's available or not for their match. Of course, the COVID mainly or primarily affects that respiratory system, and we don't know, different players respond and act in different ways, so there are no guarantees with regards to that. And we're also waiting an update on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He rolled his ankle against Brentford at the weekend. He had scan on Monday, so we're waiting the outcome of those, but potentially, like I say, we'd be looking at after the winter break before he is back in contention. So that's it for now, and if there's anything sort of pressing in the meantime, we will produce another video. Also got loads of other content dropping in between now and the game week 23 deadline, so please, if you're not subscribed, do so and you will be notified as soon as those videos drop. And yes, as you've seen, I have been reading and replying to most of your comments, so if you have anything to add, please pop it in the box below to either myself or Jason. Thanks for watching, and see you again very soon.